Government corruption has never been more prevalent or caused more harm. It's why extremism is on the rise. It's why the financial gap between the haves and have-nots has never been wider. And it's why our planet is at risk of an extinction level tragedy. That's why I need your help to keep exposing the truth about the rot on both sides of the aisle. Become a supporter or a friend of the show today by clicking on the coffee link in the description box below. Friends of the show join me on a Zoom hangout once a month, and you guys can ask me any questions you want, and I can get to know you better. But the most important reason to help is to keep the show alive. Together, we can and will save our country and our planet. Thanks in advance and enjoy the show. Stepien also said that on November 7th, he told Trump that some outstanding ballots needed to be counted. And of course, it might increase his vote tally a little bit. But he said, I told him he only had about a 5 to 10% chance of winning at that point. That with the amount of outstanding ballots, it wasn't likely to swing it his way. So he's telling him. There were also new clips of Bill Barr's interview that were played. He called early claims of election fraud, quote, bogus and silly. However, he reiterated over and over again that he investigated all of these allegations just in case, just to find out what was going on. And he explained to Trump exactly why each one had no merit. So, for example, he explained to Trump that the Detroit ballots are centralized, meaning that they don't count them in each individual precinct. So it was totally normal for them to be transported to a centralized location for counting, because that was one of the arguments on the right is, oh, look, they're taking the votes. Where are they taking them? Oh, it's a big mystery. He also said that in one meeting, Trump told him that he must be denying that the election was stolen because, quote, you must hate Trump. I think the way he talks about himself, he's such a douchebag. He is such a douche. And then Barr also recounted running into Jared Kushner and Mark Meadows after one meeting with Trump. And they told Bill Barr that they were, quote, working on it, meaning that trying to get through to Trump, trying to get him to admit that he lost, that they were both working on it. So they knew he lost. He also said to him, the Dominion voting system allegations were the most, quote, disturbing. He said that there was, quote, zero basis for those allegations, and he called them, quote, complete nonsense. You know who's smiling right now besides me? The owners of Dominion. Yeah, they are so stoked today because they are absolutely going to use this in court against Fox and Giuliani and Powell and everyone else that they're suing for billions of dollars. Their work is done. I mean, this is Trump's own AG, right? Barr also said that if Trump really believed these claims that he was hearing, then he was, quote, detached from reality. And he said that he explained why Doug Mastriano's claims of election fraud in Pennsylvania were completely unfounded. He said that basically his argument was trying to compare apples to oranges. But the best part was when Bill Barr talked about Dinesh D'Souza's so-called election fraud documentary. You guys probably have heard about it by now, 2000 Mules. He literally laughed out loud. He literally was chuckling when he talked about it. And he said that he was, quote, holding my fire. He said he wanted to wait until after he saw the photographic evidence in this so-called documentary. But Barr explained that it was bullshit because they didn't show a single person making more than one ballot drop on camera. He also said the cell phone data that they relied on was, quote, singularly unimpressive. And he said that he found the, quote, photographic evidence lacking. Barr said that the documentary, quote, didn't establish widespread harvesting. And then he went on to explain that even if there was vote harvesting going on, that it, quote, doesn't necessarily change the outcome of the election, because he explained that you have to prove that they were illegal votes that these people were dropping off. Not just that someone dropped off ballots for someone else. I mean, as people do with their family members, right? And in some states, that's completely legal.